What's going on, y'all? Forward Fabian Horde. Today we're actually doing a reaction to the story behind Daddy Long Legs, man. Long Legs in theaters now. You know what I'm saying? Go watch that. Let's get into it, man.
Saturday, July 10th, 1971. Edward Paisnell, a 46-year-old man who was pulled over by police. He had no violent history and lived with his wife Joan and her children. He had even dressed as Santa Claus for foster home orphans on Christmas. After 14 years of malicious crimes and taunting the police, he was finally caught by mere chance, leaving evidence of Satanism in his wake.
The Leatherface?
What police discovered could only be compared to Richard Ramirez. For over a decade, residents of the remote Channel Island, Jersey, feared finding a mass intruder in their homes. There were no alarm systems at the time, and hardly any law enforcement at hand. A cut of the cord easily destroyed home telephones. As such, over a dozen women and children met a faceless shape that came to be known as the Beast of Jersey.
Why he look like Texas Chainsaw, bruh? The hell? Man, be sure to like the video, comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on some of these reactions, man. If you have additional content you want to see me do, man, put it in the comment section. It's that simple.
Hey, with
The movie Longlegs was inspired by other movies by the name of Silence of the Lambs and Seven. But with some research, you find out that the Zodiac Killer also inspired Longlegs, in a real-life case that was not known by many, which involves a man by the name of Edward Paisnell. Edward Paisnell was born in 1925. While the exact date and location of his birth are unclear, the Brit came from a family of means. He was barely a teenager when the United Kingdom declared war on Germany in 1939. He was at one point briefly imprisoned for stealing food to give to starving families. Paisnell's crimes began in early 1957. Long before he garnered his infamous moniker of the Beast of Jersey mask. With a scarf over his face, the 32-year-old approached a young woman waiting for a bus in Montes Alave district and tied a rope around her neck. He forced her to a nearby field and fled. Targeting bus stops and using isolated fields became his thing. Paisnell assaulted a 20-year-old woman in the same manner in March. He repeated this in July, then again in October 1959. All of his victims described their attacker as having a musty stench. Within a year, that smell wafted into homes. It was Valentine's Day 1960 when a 12-year-old boy awoke to find a man in his bedroom. The intruder used a rope to force him outside and into a nearby field to sterilize him. In March, a woman at a bus stop asked a man parked nearby if he could give her a ride. It was Edward Paisnell, who drove her to a field and he targeted a 43-year-old woman's remote cottage next. She was awoken by an alarming noise at 1:30 a.m. and tried calling the police, but Paisnell cut the phone lines. Though he violently confronted her, she was able to escape and find help. She returned to find him gone and her 14-year-old daughter left behind, raped.
So you telling me this guy used rope to lure people out of their homes? Ooh, like what was so scary about it? How was he forcibly removing people with ropes? Ain't seen to be targeting bus stops. I mean, back in the day, man, police force, police backup was garbage. A lot of these, that's why the 70s, a lot of these killers was prominent, you know, because ain't nobody's really doing anything to stop it. Like, they just didn't have the tech, they didn't have the force, no backup.
Paisnell began exclusively targeting children at this point, invading a 14-year-old's bedroom in April. She awoke to find him watching her from the shadows, but screamed so loud that he fled. An 8-year-old boy in July, meanwhile, was taken from his room and raped in a field, only for Paisnell himself to walk the boy back home. It took long enough, but police began questioning all residents with criminal records, with 13 of them, including Paisnell, refusing to provide fingerprints. The suspect list was narrowed. Police believed a fisherman named Alfonso Legastelos was their man, although the only evidence they had was that he was a known eccentric. With Legastelos' image plastered across the newspapers, vigilantes soon burned down his house. He left the island for good, with the Beast of Jersey's attack resuming thereafter.
Sound like Freddy Krueger.
Children being raped, mask wearing psychopath by April 19th.
Bro, is it me or is this fool's audio
Meanwhile,
garbage?
Paisnell was volunteering at community homes with children in his care. He and his wife even took home the children, with Paisnell accused of abusing both the staff and orphans he was asked to assist with. While none of it was ever reported, Scotland Yard finally began to help local police with a profile of their suspect. The rapist was estimated to be between 40 and 45 years old, 5 feet 6 inches tall, and wearing either a mask or a scarf. He smelled terrible and attacked between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. He invaded homes through bedroom windows and used a flash.
Bro, what's the thing about serial killers smelling like garbage? Like, they just don't take showers. Because even Richard Ramirez, they said this fool smelled bad. Like, BO through the wazoos. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it was the corpses or just dude just had no type of self-care whatsoever.
Flashlight. Curiously, the Beast of Jersey soon vanished, only to return in 1963.
Oh, I was finna
Your
say,
dog can
they got a part 3 now. Man, y'all can keep him. We don't want him returning. The Beast of Jersey. This fool wore masks and stuff too. Like he was some Leatherface type of Jason or Michael Myers looking off.
After 2 years of radio silence, the Beast of Jersey resurfaced. Between April and November of 1963, he raped and sodomized 4 girls and
What is
boys
he wearing, bro?
he had snatched from their bedrooms. While he yet again disappeared for another 2 years, a letter appeared at the Jersey police station in 1966, taunting police. It chastised investigators for being incompetent, while proudly proclaiming that the author had committed the perfect crime. It also stated that this wasn't satisfying enough, and that 2 more people would be victimized.
Hell no.
That August, a 15-year-old girl was snatched from her home and covered in scratches. The same exact thing happened to a 14-year-old boy in August 1970, and the boy told police the attacker wore a mask. Fortunately, the Beast of Jersey mask would never be donned again, as 46-year-old Paisnell was pulled over for running a red light in a stolen car in St. Helier district on July 10, 1971. Police found a wig, cords, tape, and an ominous mask inside. Paisnell wore a raincoat with tails fitted on the cuffs and shoulders and had a flashlight on his person. He claimed that he was on his way to an orgy, but he was taken into custody instead. A search of his home yielded a hidden room with photographs of local properties, a sword, and an altar covered with books on the occult and black magic. Paisnell's trial began on November 29th. It took a mere 38 minutes of deliberation for the jury to find him guilty. Convicted of 13 counts of rape, sexual assault, and sodomy against 6 of his victims, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Disturbingly, Edward Paisnell was released for good behavior in 1991, but died of a heart attack 3 years later. To this day, evidence of his abuse at various children's homes continues to surface.
The hell? So they had the audacity to let this fool loose. He was a pure pedo. Y'all gotta be kidding me, bruh. Off good behavior. It was a heart attack that had to put him out permanently, man. They couldn't even give him no type of serious punishment. That's just crazy to me, man. And even one of the situations, they said, I guess overall, the video was being bleeped out when they were saying, the R word. But one of the situations where he had molested a boy, they said he walked him back home after that. Are you kidding me, bro? That's just strangely odd. No, I haven't seen the movie Longlegs. If you have, comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. It got Nick Cage in it. A lot of people say if a movie got Nicolas Cage in it, don't even bother checking it out. But hey, man, peace, love. Comment down below. We'll see y'all in the next video. We out.